Allure, allure, allure. Okay. So. Alright, well, my stream earlier, I shut off unceremoniously because I was sick of it. Frames dropping, bitrate, absolute dog shit. Basically, no point in even watching that. And if there's no point in watching it, there's not that much point in streaming it. Other than to get Genshin Impact stream credits, but, you know. I could do that anytime. But after I shut it off, I decided to do some shit with my router. No, not my router, my modem specifically. And, well, it seemed to get everything restored back to normal. So... okay, then. So, yeah. Unfortunately, I did drop some frames earlier during the intro. I don't know why. The bitrate seems fine. But it wasn't a whole lot of them. It was just like 500 over the course of some point in the intro. I don't know if it was because of bitrate issues or because CPU issues. So... I don't think I have anything to do in this regard. What am I gonna bring? Bring this group. It's fine. Play as Ganyu. Alright. These all stand around.
Looking forward to the good news.
You go ahead. No need to worry about us.
Oh, I hope Farina will like the gifts we prepared. Oh, and if you still think we should get
You're
some
her
else for
assistant.
her,
I feel
just
like you
let me
should
know.
come.
I should be able to make some fire.
Why does something look cringe? Oh, that's why it looks cringe. That's fine. Nobody cares. Anything else? No, nothing else. No one asked or cares.
Healthy body, healthy...
Go ahead and zog that. If perhaps maybe you could go ahead and zog that. What do we got? We just going to where her apartment is? Chiria. That one? No. I don't remember where Chiria is. It's on the other side?
We're here! This is where Farina lives.
Doxed.
Okay, I'll go knock on the door.
Is she taller? Can't tell which model she's using, because she's clearly taller than Traveler, but it could just be it's being boosted. Her body shape looks more like medium female.
Coming.
This is an apartment.
Who's knocking before afternoon tea?
Shouldn't she only have like one room in this area? Or does she own this whole fucking complex? No, it's not, because she has a landlord.
Who are you?
That means if you knock on the front door, it won't be Farina that answers. I'm so confused.
Lady Farina, please allow me to introduce myself. I am Xavier, a film director.
Hello. Oh, is that the traveler in Paimon I see behind you? And who's this?
I'm Chiori.
Ah, the one from Chioria Boutique. Hello, hello. So, what are you all doing here? Do you need something?
Did you just get up, Farina? It's already past noon, you know.
Shut the fuck up, Paimon.
Huh? Oh, Paimon means the weather is so nice in the afternoon and the sun is so warm. Just like how you make us feel. Sleeping in late is a really smart idea.
No. I was just up late last night reading some novels. What does sleeping in have to do with the weather?
This is a small gift we've prepared for you, Lady Farina. We hope you like it.
No need to be so formal. I'm just a regular person like everyone else now. Oh, is this Fontinalia mousse? It's one of my favorites.
That's great! So, actually, there's something we need your help with. Given your renowned passion and understanding of drama, I would like to ask that you serve as the director of our film crew.
Oh, but didn't you just say that you're a director?
Yes, but for this particular project, I'm mainly working as a producer. Besides, I'm sure that your understanding of the performing arts far surpasses my own, Lady Farina.
Are the Traveler and Paimon also part of the film crew?
Yep, we sure are. Paimon's the clapper loader and she's the camera operator.
Camera operator? That can be a pretty technical job, and it directly affects the No, I'm not questioning your abilities. It's just that I've never really seen you use a camera before.
It's because there's no fucking point.
Maybe you can come up with a test for the Traveler and see for yourself. If she can satisfy you with her camera skills, then you'd have nothing to worry about and can join the team. What do you say?
You sure are getting better at rolling with the situation, Paimon. Oh, I do wish to see how skilled the Traveler really is with a camera. Alright, how about this? We'll work with what we have. I'll give you some scenarios and see if your work is up to my standards. Very good. It's essential for the camera operator to understand the director's vision. I'll make my decision after seeing your work. Are you ready? I have high standards, you know. Okay, grab the camera and I'll give you a scenario.
You will need to film several shots according to the director's requirements and compile them into a video. And by that it means pick from the list. Smilers. Okay. First one. You need a scene that shows off the workshop. Well, the one that shows the whole thing. Based. Forging machine at work. The one that shows the forging machine. She's not working in this scene. As Estelle works relaxedly. She's literally not working. Oh, okay. You need a scene that shows off the weapons arranged in the boxes produced by the Beaumont Workshop. There's the boxes. It doesn't show any of the weapons. It's just literally boxes. Cake. Cake, 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 cake. Well, guess it's that one. You need a scene that shows off the Beaumont Workshop. Look no further than Beaumont. I mean, that's like the label, sign, whatever. Did I not select them all? But I selected them all. Wait, do I actually... That's... that is some dog shit game design right there. Actually embarrassing. Doesn't show any weapons. Failed. F.
Oh, it appears that you have more skill than I thought.
True.
All the shots had a great composition, and I could really feel a connection.
Yeah! Does that mean you agree to be our director, Farina?
Did you think I would agree just like that? After our performance of the Little Oceanid, I've begun to make a name for myself again, you know. In fact, I've already had several troops approach me for the Fontinalia Film Festival. Unfortunately, the scripts were all pretty boring and didn't pique my interest. If others were to find out I agreed to work with you so easily, then, well...
Hey, but didn't we have a deal? What else do we need to do to convince you, Farina?
Well, she's definitely a medium female because you can see her fucking cheek from this angle. Because all the medium female characters have fucking baby faces. Like, this is literally what babies look like, with super puffy cheeks. I wonder why they designed them like that.
Well, what about the pay?
Huh?
You know, how much you're willing to pay me to be the director? The pay is also an important factor for me to consider, you know.
Hey, you with the date?
Well, I can offer you this much?
What? That's all? If Nervulat were to hear of this, he could charge you with underpaying your labor.
Based.
I'm sorry, but our crew is in a tight financial spot at the moment.
I see. Well, even though it's highly unlikely now that I'll join your crew, there's still something I'd like to ask. Exactly what film are you planning to make?
Oh, our script is an adaptation of The Two Musketeers.
Huh? Wait, you mean the suspense thriller novel that was a #1 bestseller?
Oh, so Farina's read it too.
Of course I read it. I've always had a keen interest in artistic works that strike a chord with the populace. I see. It all makes sense now. You must have used most of the budget to pay for the copyright.
Not really. The novel's author transferred the copyright to me practically for free once he heard that I wanted to make a film adaptation of the story. The lack of budget is due to another issue.
He probably just wants to get his name out there. So, Mora isn't the most important thing to him right now. It reminds me of a delivery courier who wears one of my designs while traveling all across Teyvat. I didn't charge her much for the outfit either. The exposure she provides for my brand is well worth it.
So, are you a big fan of this story, Farina?
Well, it's alright. The pacing of the story is good, but the character relationships could use some work. When I was reading it before, I always felt like some things were left on a rather unsatisfactory note. I have high standards, you know. Ahem, Mr. Xavier, if, hypothetically speaking, I agree to be the director, how much freedom would I have in terms of script revisions and creative interpretation?
None, bitch. Do what I fucking tell you.
Oh,
never mind.
as much freedom as you would need. I wouldn't dare doubt the tastes of Fontaine's greatest star.
Good. Then I'm free to alter the script as I see fit.
Absolutely no problem.
All right.
So, you agree?
Yes, I agree. Although the pay is well below what someone of my caliber deserves. A great script calls for a great director. I mustn't let a perfectly good story be ruined due to lack of funds. If you have fine cheese and bread, you wouldn't just let it sit on the counter and get moldy just because you lack an oven, right?
Oh, Hydro Archon above! I'm not dreaming, am I?
There's not a
Somebody
Hydro
pinch
Archon
me.
anymore. You just prayed to nobody.
There's no more Hydro Archon,
Based.
you know. And it's still a little early to celebrate. There's a lot that goes into shooting a film. Although the trickiest tasks of finalizing the script and casting the actors have already been taken care of, we'll still need to reserve filming locations. Not to say set up lighting and props. And by the way, since we'll be filming The Two Musketeers, we'll need to find an action choreographer. Ideally, a professional who has actual experience with muskets.
Yes, I've thought about this as well. I was hoping that you might know someone who could handle the job.
Or end, even though it's going to be Chevreuse.
Me? If this was before,
True
I could have
based.
simply asked Florand. But it's already been some time since I last talked to her.
Fix it.
Navia can also use firearms, but unfortunately,
She's waiting for
her
me on a
style
boat
is
to
quite
go do her
different
story
from that of
quest.
the
She's busy.
characters in the story.
Could we ask the Special Security and Surveillance Patrol?
Oh, you mean the Special Patrol's Musketeers?
Yes, that's right. They work with muskets every day. I can't think of anyone more qualified than...
They would be under Nervilette's jurisdiction. Unfortunately, I,
Just go fucking ask.
don't have any connection with them at all. So, in the end, we still have to start by talking to Nervilette.
No need to go to all that trouble. I know their Captain Chevreuse.
Oh, you do? Wait, Chiari, how do you know the captain of the Special Patrol's Musketeers?
No particular reason. Running a business means dealing with some trouble from time to time, and she's helped me out on a few occasions. In return, I've helped her handle a few situations in which the Special Patrol couldn't get involved directly. So, we've gotten to know...
So you're saying there's been times when the Special Patrol needed a fashion designer to handle a situation? Your work is becoming more and more mysterious.
It'd be best to keep it that way. Anyway, enough about that. What do you all think about asking the captain to be our musket action choreographer?
She sounds professional enough. She is a captain after all.
She's a 4-star, nobody asked.
I have no objections.
But I imagine the Special Security and Surveillance Patrol must be busy with their duties. Do you think she'd really have time to help with shooting a film? And then there's the issue of pay.
Well, it just so happens that she's also not the kind of person that's just after Mora. As for whether she has time, I'll have to go and ask her first.
Then I'll leave that to you. Macaroni's on sale today, so I've got to go. You can just tell me how things went when we discuss tomorrow's plan later.
No problem.
Having Farina join feels like a big boost to our team.
Of course. Just wait until the day of our premiere. You'll witness the true power of my name in these lands. You'll be so glad I agreed to help. I can guarantee that even the standing tickets will be sold out. I'll be sure to ask
Damn,
some
I thought
people
her
I know to see if
arrogant
they'd
as
be
fuck
willing to
persona
act
was
as
only
extras.
the act.
Seems like you're finally getting more comfortable with your own reputation now.
I didn't ask for the Clapper Loader's commentary, Paimon.
Based.
Then let's get going. I happen to know where Chevreuse is today.
By the way, I'm curious. If my pay is so low, then what about our two lead actors? Didn't they travel here all the way from Inazuma?
Actually, they told us that they see the trip as part of a cultural exchange, so they didn't ask for any pay.
What? So is every person in Teyvat who doesn't want money gathered here to shoot this film?
No, Paimon's here.
Don't tell me Chiori isn't being paid either.
I already knew Xavier from before, and he's also agreed to give my brand some good exposure.
It seems the gods have really smiled upon you, Xavier. And that certainly doesn't include me, mind you.
Based. Alright, what are we doing? Fine, Ganyu's here. Hey, what you reading? Mine now.
Besides the macaroni, I should also pick up some tomato.
Based. Fuck cheese. Macaroni and cheese is for betas. Wait, is this quest still a thing? Oh, it is. Hey. Benoit. Liv Sander. I just kick the door down and be like, hey, we're sick of your shit. Everyone in this house is getting executed until I get some answers.
We're way behind schedule.
Hey, yo, cat. I can't speak with animals. Strange boxes. Rope. Liv Sander. Yeah, I'll do that later. Yeah, this way. Back to this quest. We are quest hopping. Pretty soon I'm gonna do a fucking, Actually, I'm just gonna condense. I'm not actually gonna do anything with my resin. Mm, 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 mm. Mm, 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 mm. What do we got?
All right, this is the place.
But where's the captain? There's hardly anyone around here.
She's over there. The one with an eye patch reading in front of the newsstand.
Oh,
Eye patch.
her! Paimon could tell there was something different about her. She seems kinda intimidating.
Please wait here for a moment. I'll go fetch her. She's working now, so you might not want to get in her way.
Working? But isn't she just standing there and reading a novel?
Paste.
Just trust me.
Oh, alright, let's see what happens then. Shiori sure is a mysterious person. She claims
The court of Fontaine isn't particularly tolerant of visitors from overseas, so it isn't easy for a foreigner. Even a local like me just trying to make a film has to face all kinds of challenges. So I can...
Reading on the job?
Detective novel.
One main character?
No. Multiple. Branching storylines.
I see. How's the plot coming along?
One of the main characters is about to make a choice that will affect the rest of his life. I'd wager he's going to make the wrong choice.
Any way to speed things up? There's something I need your help with.
You know that doesn't depend on me. It all comes down to what the character chooses.
Which is exactly why I'm here to help.
Gun!
All right. It appears he made the wrong choice in the end. Halt!
Huh? What's going on?
You're about to get fucking murdered. That's what's going on.
Hand over whatever you're holding.
Oh, it's just a book. I didn't buy anything else.
You bought
Then I'm
yourself
sure
a
you
ticket
wouldn't
to
mind
hell.
letting me have a look.
Excuse me, officer. I don't mind you standing around here, not purchasing anything, but I'd prefer if you didn't disturb my customers.
I'd prefer if you
It's
shut the
bad
fuck
for
up
business,
right
you
now.
know.
Don't give me that act. You won't be able to get off so easily either. I am Chevraz, captain of Fontaine's Special Security and Surveillance Patrol. I will say this one last time. Hand over whatever you're holding at once. And before you do anything unwise, let me remind you that I'll have you on the ground before you can even think about making a run for it.
Promise?
All right. I'll give it to you. But please let me say something first. If there's any contraband in that book, then the shopkeeper here is the one who slipped it in. I don't have anything to do with this.
Are you trying to leave me on the hook, huh? You were the one who said you wanted it.
Save it for the interrogation room. Take them away, Letelier.
Who?
what's going on here? One second you're reading a book and the next you're escorting people away.
And who are... Oh! Aren't you the traveler who's been all over the papers recently? Shiori, I'm assuming what you wanted to ask me about has to do with them, right? Maybe I can let you in on what's happening then. Now that Vacher has been brought to justice, no new shipments of synth will be made and distributed to sellers. The Fontaine guards have been busy collecting the remaining synths still circulating on the market.
Base.
Thanks to a tip from our reliable source here, this should be the very last batch.
Oh, so you were pretending to read a book in order to catch the bad guy. Oh, Paimon almost forgot to introduce ourselves. Paimon is Paimon, and this is the Traveler
She already said she
and
knows us.
Navia.
Hey, I'm Chevraz. You probably already heard me introduce myself, so I won't bother repeating it.
Yeah, why didn't you make a move as soon as you had the chance? Were you worried that my intel wasn't accurate?
No, I wanted to see if the shopkeeper would turn himself in first. All he had to do was come up to me and say that he didn't know where the synth had come from. If he did that, then I wouldn't have had to press charges on him.
He had the whole day to turn the synth over to Chevreuse. But instead, the moment I came up and blocked Chevreus's line of sight, he took the opportunity to sell it off.
Yep, he made the wrong choice, even though the right choice was right there in front of him.
But you knew they wouldn't make the right choice.
Yeah, I knew. I was just hoping I'd be wrong for once. Enough about that, though. What did you want to ask me about?
Oh, you see, it's like this.
Oh, I just remembered I don't care.
The Two Musketeers. You certainly have a good eye for a story. So what do you need me to do? Just be the action choreographer for the actors?
Yes, that's right. I want to make sure we get all the details right. I want the actor's posture and understanding of firearms to be as realistic as possible. However, I'm afraid this work will require a bit of your time, since you'll have to be present whenever we're filming. Also, as for the pay...
No need to say any more. I'll join.
Huh? Just like that?
Really? You're willing to help us with our humble film project?
Sure, it's no big
Damn,
deal.
everybody working for
As I
free
said,
around here.
we've wrapped up our investigation here, so I don't have any other tasks on my plate for the moment. Besides, I personally really like this novel. I even have the collector's edition at home. Stories where justice prevails over evil never get old for me.
Then we've got a deal?
Yes,
Wow, way to
I'll be
spoil
on
it.
set
Now we know
tomorrow.
how it ends.
Oh my! I can hardly believe it! I should tell Lady Farina immediately. Oh, and I must tell the prop manager and lighting technician to get everything ready. We start filming tomorrow!
Calm down, Xavier. The film is going to take more than just a day to finish. Still, I should also head back now and start preparing the actors' costumes and makeup.
Alright, guess that's it for today then.
Traveler, Paimon, please stay for a moment. I have something to tell you.
Then I'll take Xavier back. Poor thing. He's so excited that he can't even walk straight anymore. I don't want to spend our first day fishing our producer out of the fountain. Yep, see you tomorrow.
Whoa. Whoa.
Next on the agenda,
First on the agenda.
So what did you want to tell us, Chevreuse?
Have you
Mother.
read The Two Musketeers?
No.
The story is about a pair of children born into the household of a baron and their struggle to survive together and take revenge for their mother. They were raised at the baron's estate, where their mother worked as a maid. The two were illegitimate children that the baron had with the maid, so they were never treated well by anyone. One day, upon returning home, they found their mother had been murdered and left dead on the floor. It was quite evident that the culprits were the other members of the baron's household, who never had any kind
Not
words to say
based.
to them. However, the baron was able to exert his influence and keep the whole thing under wraps. The mother's death was eventually deemed as a suicide, and there was no chance of bringing her murderers to justice. The two siblings, many years later, members of the baron's family suddenly started turning up dead one after the other, all killed by gunshot. A rainbow rose was found on each of the victims' bodies,
Lenny
being
and
the
Lynette.
flower that the
What?
kid's mother liked best. The baron believed that the mother's soul had come to take vengeance on him, so he lived in fear each day. But it was actually those two siblings who had fled all those years ago. They relied on each other to survive and trained day and night, eventually becoming adept musketeers. They used all of their abilities to collect evidence and clues before executing their plan and exacting revenge on the Baron. Their actions let the truth behind their mother's death be known to all.
That's quite an exhilarating story.
Yep, the Baron got what he deserved for his evil deeds, and justice was able.
Oh, so is that why you were so willing to join our crew, Chevroz?
You could say it was one of the reasons.
Oh, you mean there were other reasons too?
I've read the reports about you. Whether it was at the trials or when you lent your hand to resolve our nation's crisis, you've shown that you've got a strong sense of justice, as well as a great mind for deductions. Yes, you're as sharp as I expected. It seems you've experienced many similar situations before.
Yeah, people asking us to do shit. I mean, yeah.
There's been a recent murder case involving muskets. The perpetrator's methods appear to be very similar to what is described in the novel.
Huh. Really? But Paimon didn't see anything about that in today's papers.
The Marechaussee Phantom hasn't yet released any information to the public because the investigation is currently at a standstill. The murderer is extremely cautious.
A murder involving firearms? But not that many people use those in Fontaine, right?
Impossible. We perform a routine inspection of our firearms and ammo reserves every day. If one of the weapons had been fired, it would stick out like a sore thumb. Besides, I trust the members of my platoon. However... Well, that's all I can disclose about the case today.
Huh? What do you mean?
I hope you all can go back and get some shut-eye. You can decide tomorrow whether or not you'd like to join the investigation with me. I'm aware this might not be the ideal time to add more to your plate, but the more capable people we... Carrying out investigations isn't actually supposed to be our responsibility. Our job is to apprehend the perpetrators. Finding them is really up to the Marechaussee Phantom. I don't want people to see muskets in a negative way, and also, I'm concerned about the
Anti-gun
similarity
control.
between the crimes and the story.
You mean they might be connected somehow?
I suspect so. Just to make myself clear, this is not an order, nor is it a deal of any kind. It's a request, nothing more. If you two have any interest in the case after we finish filming tomorrow and are willing to assist me, then I would be most grateful.
What do you think, Traveler? Yeah, you're right.
You'd better head back and get some rest. It's good to keep a calm. Otherwise, when the moment comes, you might end up like...
Look at that. Do it yourself. Give me that fucking money. Lives and breathe. I'm gonna condense this resin before I forget. Bugger that. Do it yourself. Bugger that.
Add Astra.
Based.
Am I imagining things?
You.
Or is all this
You have a stupid ass name.
Underground is way more fun than
Okay. I'm conflicted. I'm trying to be nice to Paimon, but it's hard not to pick a different option than this. Whatever. Executed. The fuck am I? Oh, that's the end of that quest. Okay. Only one quest left. How the fuck do I get there?
Welcome to the court of Fontaine. Please watch your step.
Talk now. Okay.
Okay, I'm back to work. Please take your seats. It's time for our
I want to see if they have a special
departure.
dialogue line if you just leave.
This Aquabus tour is
Mid-ride.
bound for Romaritime's station, and I'm your tour guide, Ava. I'm here to tell you all about the amazing scenery we'll pass by on the Clementine line. Even though I'm not an expert tour guide, when it comes to interesting stories and important places in Fontaine, I definitely know a thing or two. I hope that my commentary will give you a newfound appreciation for this nation, and that you'll be inspired to visit every corner of Fontaine, just like Elfin was.
See ya. Oh shit. Probably die if I let go of spacebar. There we go. Damn it. Don't mind me.
The engineer is still doing a few routine safety.
So, Paimon has always wanted to ask. The 3 Aquabus lines are all named after people in your family, right?
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. There's a Navia line.
Yeah, that's right. Callus and Navia are self-explanatory, while Clementine was the name that my mother went by.
If you provided the Mora to build the lines, then why isn't there even a dedicated line to Poisson? Spina di Rosula built all the lines, yet you still have to take a special boat just to go home. Paimon doesn't get—
Well, what I heard is that most of our businesses don't actually use Poisson as a hub. So there was no real reason to build a line straight to Poisson. You are right that it is a bit strange, though. If you've already committed to build 3 lines, why not just add a 4th?
Yeah, that's what Paimon's saying. The Aquabus is so convenient, it's really a huge shame.
This quest better end with the map changing,
Well,
adding a 4th
it is
line.
what it is. You know what my father was like. Even I often struggled to figure out what was going on in his head.
But that would only be the case if he cared about what others thought. From what I've heard, the rights of all the other members of the Spina only went as far as giving him advice.
Huh. Well, that explains why you weren't on the greatest of terms with him.
Yeah, because I wouldn't just let him keep getting his way. He was just... not very agreeable.
Boss, the boat's ready. We can head out.
All right, then let's head out.
Now the quest is starting.
It'll be a while before we get to Poisson. Let's keep talking.
Navia, what was your mother like as a person?
Dead. Ha!
Oh, Paimon's sorry. She totally forgot that you mentioned before that she passed away during childbirth, so you probably don't remember her at all.
That's all right. I've heard many stories about her from the rest of the Spina.
But back
They've
then,
always said that they were
Fontanians were
sure we would have
Oceanids and they
gotten
didn't
along
really give birth.
famously.
So how did that happen?
While my papa was stiff like a board, my mother was supposedly
They fake
super
gave
cheerful
birth.
and funny. Their complementary personalities allowed them to make up for each other's flaws. My father would run the businesses and expand our reach, while my mother would keep the peace and make sure that everyone was happy.
Sounds like they were not just a well-matched couple, but fantastic business partners.
Yeah, but those are just stories and anecdotes after all. It's hard for me to piece together a more complete or intimate picture of her. But sometimes, I'd still look at the Clementine line and wonder, would the Spina and Poisson still be what they are today had my mother survived? Silver once said that a name is a kind of inscription, a way to etch a memory into the world. When given a name, a cold, inanimate object can gain a completely new meaning. So, I will always associate the line with her in my heart. Over the past few weeks, I've also begun to appreciate how water can take in and hold our most intense feelings and memories, as well as
The
how
power
one
of
may
water is it
reflect
can
on
take
their
any
past
shape.
by watching the sea. I've lost many beloved people and memories to the sea. Even though I cannot stop for them and must continue to keep moving, the fact won't change that they existed in my life and gave me the reason and motivation to move forward. Always. But no
I
matter
didn't pick
what,
either option. What the
we
fuck?
can't change the past. But I tell myself that I need to keep looking towards the future. Everyone, even besides, I'm the president of Spina di Rosula. I've got to keep my chin up. We've reached the shore. Let's go. I'll show you the new Poisson.
Poisson. Ain't gonna show nothing. Nobody never.
Navia, do you think she's doing all right? Okay, Paimon supposes you're right. She's...
Rain?
It is something of a luxury, but I love listening to the rain from the courtyard.
What courtyard?
Oh, the sun's out. When did
Oh,
that
that's
happen?
short. True.
Boss, you're back! Traveler and Paim.
Oh, hey! Fancy seeing you again, Florent. Is it your turn to take care of Navia?
Hey, I can totally take care of myself. For the time being, I'll go around without any attendance. We did hand over
Based.
some of Malus's old responsibilities to Florent, though. It's been really nice to have him around to help out.
Thank you for the compliment, boss. As you see, I've been working closely with the boss on rebuilding Poisson. Mr. Malus was an extremely capable and respected member of the Spina. I've got...
All right. There's no need to be so formal. Everyone's practically old friends by now. Were you waiting here for me? Did we manage to make any progress on the statue?
Yeah, we contacted a sculptor about the job, but they can't get started on sourcing a...
You're commissioning a statue?
So basically, we've been meaning to commission a statue of my parents in commemoration of But since my father was known as Callous the Unfaithful for the longest time, but now that his name has been cleared, and the town is also being rebuilt...
The funds to build the statue were freely donated by the people of Poisson to show their appreciation for Miss Clementine and Mr. Callous and everything they did.
Me?
Boggle.
I'm just the newbie president that's running around and causing everyone trouble. Maybe we can have this conversation again in a few decades, once I've done more for the town and the people.
Hey, there's no need to be so humble. Didn't you just help save the entire country?
How much did she really do?
I
She did
agree
like the
wholeheartedly.
least of anyone.
I also believe that Boss should have a place on the
I mean, she
statue.
saved like her people, I guess, or helped, or I don't know.
Hey, if you keep inflating my ego like this, I might just float off into the sky with my parasol. Just kidding. There's no way that I'd accept that kind of compliment at face value. At a minimum, I'd have to match what my father did for the people. Thanks for the vote of confidence. I just don't think I'm ready yet. Anyway, Florent, now it's up to us to confirm the final design, right?
Mm-hmm. We can ask the sculptor to start looking for a good block once we've decided on the poses for Miss Clementine and Mr. Callous. But we haven't had any real discussions yet on the possible designs. I feel like I should get a few promising designs first, and then send them over to you to review.
There's no need for all that. Let's decide on a design right now. Hey, you! Come over here with me.
You? What the fuck?
Modeling a few poses, of course. Here, just pretend to be Callous, and I'll be Clementine.
We're married. You can be Navia.
Didn't you say on the boat that Callous and Clementine sounded like great partners? Well, then there's no one better to fill this role than my most valuable partner. Florent, let's grab some reference shots.
You've got it, boss. I'll go get the camera.
Well, what do you think? Got any ideas?
Shouldn't we reverse roles since you're like taller?
Well, I've actually discussed it a bit with Florent before, but I could never come up with any fresh or original ideas. It's probably because my idea of them
Like,
is
I'm pretty sure
already
she's
kind
taller
of
than either,
set
too.
in stone. So, I want to pick your brain for a bit and see if you can come up with some new and interesting ideas.
I'm all good here, boss. Feel free to start posing whenever.
A happy pose? You mean something like we were laughing together at a funny joke?
Fringe.
Would all that be able to come through with just a picture?
Would we even be able to tell what they are supposed to be laughing about?
Yeah, and that'd probably be a massive pain to sculpt as well.
Wow.
Could one of you try striking a pose like you're talking while the other one laughs?
Maybe.
That actually sounds pretty hard to pull off. Forget it, let's try something else.
Ah, by that, do you mean as if we were standing on a boat and looking out at the sea? Sure, let's give that a try.
Whoa, you really remind Paimon of a captain and their first mate.
First date. Yep, went there.
Look over there, my dear Clementine.
Skip.
But there's something off with the composition. This pose makes Mr. Callus look too tall next to the lady.
Yeah, I forget who's who already. Like I wasn't listening in the first place. I assume they would have, because they're supposed to be canon. I assume that I'm supposed to be the husband and she's supposed to be the wife. But the way he's saying that means it seems like it's the other way around.
Oh, I see what you mean. Then let's swap.
I mean, I guess she's pretending to be her father. Maybe they swap it depending on who you play as.
Well, Paimon is a fan.
Because it
A
seems kind of
statue
funny
like this would look
if it was
fantastic
Aether
on
and
a boat.
Navia.
Wait, but we can't do that. Very few people would see the statue if we were to put it on.
But then, since we're putting it in the town, the whole point of the pose would be lost.
Oh, okay.
Or people could just have a
Try to
brain
think of
and know
something
that the
else.
statue is depicting them looking out at the horizon or some shit.
Imposing, huh? Oh, I've got it. Let's try this.
This pose! It makes me recall Spina di Rosula's glorious golden age.
But isn't Clementine's pose a bit too bold and heroic? Was she really that kind of person?
You calling her a fucking bitch?
If we were to stick with this pose, maybe people would wonder if she was actually the real boss behind the scenes.
But the dude's doing the same pose.
Well, tabloids did indeed speculate as much back in the day, but the Spina pulled a few strings and made both the report and the journalist disappear.
Executed.
Oh, Paimon was just kidding! Please don't make Paimon.
What Florent meant was that we asked the journalist to choose a new alias. You're right, though, that this may not accurately represent the image of her in our hearts. Let's try to come up.
We tried a bunch of different ideas, but none of them felt right. Paimon's all out of brain juice now, too.
I never had any.
Don't worry. We still got a lot of reference shots out of the session, and each of them can be considered to be a souvenir in their own right. Let's just keep the ideas we tried as backups. Man,
Back downs.
if I knew I was going to do a photo shoot with the Traveler, I would have prepared a lot of outfits and props ahead of time. Oh, outfits! Oh, that's the errand I forgot back in the city. Do either of you still remember that girl? The girl I went to see with you two. Her name is Adele.
No, I don't.
Paimon remembers her. She was the one that we met while investigating Mr. Callus's case, right?
No.
Yes, that's exactly who I'm talking about. So, after
Still
the
don't
case,
remember.
she was finally willing to talk to me, and she told me that she wanted to join the Spina too. I said that it's fine, but young children are not allowed to join the Spina. She will just have to wait a few years, and then we'll welcome her with open arms. Since she's still a child, though, she thought I was just trying to let her down gently.
Nope, don't remember.
How could I get her to
The only
believe
one I
that
remember
I
is the one that
meant
was,
what
like,
I
pissed.
said? In the end, I came up with an idea. I'd have a Spina uniform made and give it to her as a gift. But I got so busy
Is that the one,
and
the
distracted
daughter of the
in
guy that
city
Callus
that
allegedly
I forgot
killed?
to pick the uniform up.
But didn't kill?
So I did forget something important after all.
Don't worry, boss. I can send someone to pick.
On the matter of the statue, we should still come up with a...
We could have just done that from the start. Yeah, you're right.
Bugger that. Do it yourself.
Navia! Florent, guess who's back?
And guessing shit.
But aren't you?
Oh, well, if it isn't Coulter. Back already from the Fortress of Meripede?
Ooh.
That's right. I finally finished serving my time. Gotta say, turns out I was a lot tougher than I thought. After I got out, I immediately made a beeline back to Poisson. You could say that familiar, briny smell became a primal call, urging me to... You wouldn't believe how much I've missed Melissa's grilled fish.
It's good to have you back, Coulter.
And this guy.
Ah, let me introduce you. This is Coulter, another of Spina di Rosula's members. But, looking at it now, it was probably enough.
Wait, Mr. Marcel? What do you mean? He was involved in some sort of plot?
Any under rock livers?
Have you not heard anything at all about the water from the primordial sea case?
Well,
True.
I know that Fontaine got flooded, but then the water levels miraculously receded. I thought that was all there was to it, and then...
Oh, looks like we'll have to explain everything from the top. First things first, let me introduce you to these two. They're my most trusted partners, and they've been with
Did we
me
meet
through
them
thick and
in the
thin.
place?
Now
Oh, nice to meet you. I don't recall Navia ever generously complimenting anyone like that before. So you must be pretty...
Yeah, we are indeed pretty.
humble again as always.
Nice. Spina di... Oh, that reminds me. Where are Malus and Silver? Aren't they always by your side?
Toxic.
About that.
Coulter, a lot of things happened while you were gone. As you can see, even Poisson isn't quite the same as how it was before you left.
They lost their lives, keeping me safe during the flood.
What did you say? This isn't some kind of morbid welcome home prank, right? You're just scaring me on purpose.
I'm sorry, but it's the truth. They weren't the only people we lost either. Many others, including Melissa, also lost their lives in the disaster.
Malus and Melissa, dead.
Their names are similar.
Gone?
Yeah, pretty much.
I was planning to give him a surprise gift once I...
Hey, keep it together.
Malus and Coulter were friends for many years, and even served on many missions together during the early days of the...
Oh, let's sit down somewhere, so I can tell you everything.
Okay.
Okay. Alright. I'll beer beat.
If you lie on the grass, you can feel the heartbeat of the world. Should we really be off work this early? There is still a lot left to do. It's so nice to de-stress. Should we really be off work this early? There is still a lot left to do. If you lie on the grass, you can feel the heartbeat of the world.
Any that buggers.
Should we really be off work this early? There is still a lot left to do.
Actively zogging dat. Laura? Bugger that, do it yourself. Bugger that, do it yourself. Bugger that, do it yourself. Huh.
All of this, it's unbelievable. I can't believe that those stories were real. It all really happened. Has the world...
I think you and I both feel the same way about the profound tragedy of Melusa's loss.
I thought Mr. Marcel would always stand by the Spina. It's unconscionable to have received all that, and yet still plot to kidnap and dissolve you for his insane research.
The good news is that the Confrérie of Cabriere is no more. Gone with them too is the we finally closed the curtain on that long struggle.
Are you sure? But if Marcel wanted to rebel against us, he probably sent word in secret to Romeu.
Romu?
Huh. Not a name I've heard before either.
Florent should remember him. You see, there was once a major internal dispute regarding funding the construction of the Aquabus lines. Romeu was the leader of the faction that thought such a vast sum of mora would be better, but Mr. Callis believed that an opportunity to collaborate with the court of Fontaine and the Fontaine research, not only would the Aquabus be a good business investment, it would also boost, but the two couldn't come to an agreement. Romeu ended up taking a lot of...
And with Papa's stubbornness, I can...
And of course, when he was suffering the slings and arrows of outrageous injustice, those relationships that he spent a fortune to build didn't help in the least.
Yeah, you could say it was the price he paid for sticking to his beliefs.
Oh, that's a good point. If Callis was really as stubborn as you say, then wouldn't he have argued with the rank and file all the time?
Oh yeah, it eventually became a thing that just happened on every day that ended with Y. But Navia used to be a lot better with taking counsel, with him listening to our advice, but on the matter of the Aquabus, even Ms. Clementine completely stood by Mr. Callis' side.
Huh. I never knew. But from my perspective, Romeu's position had a lot going for it. Couldn't they have sat down and...
I think the Aquabus was just the straw that broke the camel's back. They believed that Miss Clementine lost her ability to...
So they thought she had betrayed them? But that doesn't make any sense. Before she was their mediator, my mother was also her own person, and a member of the Spina. She should have the right to take any side she wished.
Yeah, but to them, even taking a side was betrayal enough. They felt like their voices could no longer be heard. Of course, Ms. Clementine then passed away, and Mr. Callis began to regard the completion of the Aquabus project as her final wish.
So that's what happened.
From that point on, Romeu and his people cut ties with the Spina. It never gave us any kind of professional or... Perhaps they've regarded us as enemies ever since they left. But even so, there is still no proof that they ever acted in concert with Marcel.
I've also heard that they aren't in a good financial position, so they've been lying low for a while.
Huh. I think Coulter's got a point. Both Marcel and Romeu had my father in their sights for... Even though Marcel's faction has been dissolved, we still don't know anything about Romeu... With how distracted and vulnerable...
Good thinking, boss. We should keep an eye on them at all times.
Thank you for that, Florent. And Coulter, thank you for telling me about this as well.
Don't worry, it's nothing. Do you have a moment right now? How about we go out for a walk? I've heard so many incredulous things today. I'm finding it a bit hard to calm down even now. I mean, to think that I'll just never see them again.
In that case, why don't we go back to the court? I can pick up Adele's uniform while we're there as well. It'll save Laurent's guys a trip. Want to come with me again, you two? You don't mind.
Of course. That's fine by me.
Then let's go! Paimon feels like a lot's hinging on this visit.
We...
What is this?
taking the boat this time?
It's nice to walk from time to time, isn't it? Think of it as something like a hiking trip. Once we're there, we can stay a few days before we return.
Sounds good. I haven't walked this road in a long time.
Get absolutely dumpstered. Loser.
Well, we've walked far enough for now. Let's take a break. Since we're out for a walk, we shouldn't stress too much about the destination.
I've grown old, so I'm not as fit as before.
Well, Paimon thinks you're doing great. We didn't have to slow down for you at all.
Back in the days before the aquabus lines were built, we often had to hike north with our... Malus and I must have traveled this way hundreds of times. When we were tired, we would lay down for a while on the grass, and when we were... The Spina was still on the rise back then. Mr. Callis was generous, and everyone had the chance to strike it rich. So, of course, we all worked really hard. And now, in the blink of an eye, the aquabus lines have been built, and this road has fallen into disuse. Oh, I know. I was just being a little nostalgic.
Then let's stay here a bit longer. Anyone want snacks?
You don't have Malus and Silver to bring you the ingredients.
Oh, is this another chance to try some of Navia's macaron?
Yep, I figured you wouldn't say no to a few more. Oh, wait. Let me check if I have all the ingredients.
Told you.
Malus and Silver used to take care of tasks like this. Okay. The stove's looking good. Seems like we're all out of flour and sugar.
I have like infinite of
The two
both. It's
most
fine.
important ingredients of all. Oh, would you? Oh, but it would be too much.
We should contribute to making the macaron too. Don't worry.
Oh, that's great. Then I'll leave the ingredient gathering to you. As long as we have some sweet flours and wheat, I can start the baking.
Then I'll go look for some boxes nearby for a makeshift table.
Great. Then I'll prep the stove. Ah, how did it go? Did you find the ingredients? You've all done your part. Just...
Whoa, these macarons look and taste magnificent!
Where'd they get the boxes?
Your cooking is as good as ever, Navia.
Boss's
For
baking
that matter, where were
skills
you
have
carrying
always
that
been
fucking
famous.
cook pot?
Everyone in the Spina knows how exceptionally talented.
Oh, it's just a hobby. There's no need to praise me for it like
Hostile-sided.
that.
Have you two seriously never considered joining us? You're so close to the boss, and she obviously trusts you with all her heart, so... I see.
You just happened to walk in on our little reunion. It's actually been quite a while since we last spent time together.
Has it?
Adventurers never stay in one place for long.
It's
The
literally
name of
4.2.
Spina di
but
Rosula
whatever.
would just tie them down. Besides, after everything we've been through together, I'm sure our hearts would remain intertwined.
Even if Paimon sun was far beyond the horizon, she'd still remember the delicious taste of Navia's macaron.
I understand now. Then I am very lucky indeed to have been graced with the chance to meet the two of you. I will endeavor to make the most of this short yet fortuitous encounter, and enjoy every moment we spend together.
We've got no wine with us, but let's still toast with water in celebration of this moment.
Hostile sighted.
Cheers! Hey, what are you doing? Quick, join in on the toast!
My senses are too keen.
May your travels go smoothly, may the Spina continue to grow, and may our friendship last until the end of time. All set? Let's move out then. I asked some old acquaintances in town to make Adele's uniform, so we should be able to pick it up right away.
Ain't no bushes to hide behind now, bitch.
Oh, ow! Where did that come from?
Wonder if the NPCs are still in here. Nope. Days left.
Hey there, Ludovine. How's business lately?
The Demoiselle of Spina de Rosula. I must say, your generous patronage is the one thing keeping me from going bankrupt.
Nonsense. We all know what a talented businesswoman you are. No, and don't forget, she's the boss now.
My mistake, my mistake. I just got so... Are you here for the uniform?
Yep. I forgot to drop by.
I didn't expect Demoiselle to come and pick it up in person.
Navia's always liked to take you.
Hey, that's not the only reason I'm here. We mostly just need. There are few things more uplifting than
Boss has got a
Who'da
point.
fucked?
Going on a
Yeah,
trip
see ya,
with friends
motherfucker.
is always better than staying cooped up at home.
Very well. Please, wait here while I retrieve the uniform for you.
Can someone remind Paimon again why Adele wants to join the Spina?
She hasn't given me any concrete reasons. All she says is that she really looks up to me. After we cleared her father's name, she became a lot more cheerful and outgoing. She said she used to be terrified of Papa. So, as a result, she found that the Spina is very different now. She mustered up the courage to talk to me. Yeah, you could say that. By uncovering the truth about the case, I was able to give her closure at the same time. She said that she wanted to become someone like me. Someone who could lend a hand.
From the sound of it, she'll be a wonderful addition.
I think so too. But for now, let's focus on giving her a great atmosphere to grow and thrive. She can commit to us once she's older, and can really make that decision for herself.
Is something up, Traveler? Huh? Tailing? Oh, Paimon's coming.
Get the fuck out of here, Farina. Get out of here!
I'll go check it out too. Coulter, please hold on to this for me.
All right.
Paimon saw them too.
This was their trap.
Stop right there!
They're trying to lure us away from that guy.
We knew you were going to be difficult.
Seems
someone
like if we
about a
want them to
bitch.
talk, we're gonna need to teach them a lesson first.
Fighting in the middle of the street?
Brothers, there's no need to skulk in the dark anymore. Let's take them out!
Wanna bet? Bitch. Oh, Navia trial. Hold up, hold up, hold up. I think I want to do this.
All hail!
One with nature.
Oh, we're already dead. I didn't even get to use
Now,
Navia.
talk.
Bad.
Who are you? And why were you tailing us?
That guy's dead.
Don't think we'll let you off easy if you keep silent.
How did it go, boss?
If you thought they stood any chance against us, you were sorely mistaken.
That guy's dead.
Anyway, stop playing tough and start talking. There won't be any room for negotiation once the Maison Gardiennage gets involved.
We're looking to get vengeance on Spina di Rosula. We were discovered and can't beat you.
Get revenge? Wait, you're not...
You actually know that name? But if you do, then surely you should understand why we hate you so much.
Indeed. You haven't got the faintest hope of winning right now.
Oh, he's not dead.
We were out drinking when we saw Navia. We got so angry we decided to follow you guys and look for an opportunity to really mess up your day. Too
Instead,
bad
you made it
guys
better because I
messed
got to
up
beat the
ours
fuck out
first.
of you.
Huh? You're pretty sharp. But so what? We didn't do anything. And now it should be seeing you like that just really ticked us off.
Listen, Callus is long dead. No matter what happened in the past, I want to be able to start things anew. I am the current president of Spina di Rosula. If I won't press charges for your attack. That should also...
I understand.
But if you so much as think about pulling something like this again, I won't be so lenient next time. Understand?
All right. We get it. Come on, let's go.
Are you sure it's okay to just let them go like that, Navia?
Who cares?
I don't want to inherit my father's grudges, too. If the other side is willing to talk, I'm happy to...
I support Boss's decision as well.
Yes. Plus, we already know that they're strapped for cash. I still think we should keep an eye out for Romeo's folks, though. Then we could still have a fight.
Yeah, those guys definitely didn't look like big fans.
I'd rather things not go that far, since...
Yep, that's how I feel as well. It's getting late already. So why don't we stay the night in the Fleuve Cendre? We can head back to Poisson tomorrow. I'll also ask someone to write Florent a letter and inform him of everything that happened here today, so he can increase security around Poisson and be on guard against any suspicious individuals.
Do we have to stay in the Fleuve Sonde again? Even the pillows there smell like...
Sorry, that's just what happens when you live near water and don't get much sunlight. We can still go out in the evening for some grilled fish and drinks, though. Bet you there'll be people singing sea shanties, too. How does that sound?
Huh. That does sound pretty cool.
Ooh.
Coming back here really does feel like this place is starting to grow on Paimon. If you think about it, it would be kind of weird if the Spina's base at the court was some super luxurious building like the Palais Mermonia.
Totally. Although, of course, with the continued growth of the Spina, he was a very ambitious man who rarely looked behind.
And that's also why people hated him.
All right. Why don't you go wait for me at the restaurant? I'll go do some prep, and you can use the same room as last time. You still remember the room number, yeah?
Yep. Kinda hard to forget.
Oh, did I just hear someone taking a dig at Fleuve Sandra? I'll tell my guys to stuff your pillows full of actual seaweed right now.
Do it, hell yeah.
Oh, Paimon, sorry! Please have mercy, Navia. If you do that, then Paimon really won't be able to sleep at all.
I was just kidding. Be on your...
I guess I'm finally on the right path. I really need those parts.
Just say what you mean. No problem's too big to solve.
Hello? Are you asleep yet? Oh, no, not at all. I just figured that since we don't get to enjoy nights like these very often, we should try to enjoy it to the fullest. Wanna go fishing? I've got some rods and
Damn,
lures
she
ready.
wants to spend the night?
Oh, so that's the prep you were talking about.
Hopefully I didn't wake you or anything.
True.
I knew it. You really are my best partner. Okay, let's go. To the fishing spot.
Damn.
use fishing when you're using a fully automatic rod.
True.
What's the problem? Lots of people in Poisson use rods like these.
But shouldn't fishing be all about, you know, attentively watching the float and then excitedly reeling in the catch when you finally hook something?
Stop complaining, Paimon.
Well, that's one way to enjoy fishing. What do you think, Traveler?
I wish I could do it this way for the 700 fish that I've caught.
That's how I feel as well. To me, I'm happy as long as I catch some fish.
Honestly, Paimon's mainly shocked at how much energy you still have at this hour. Usually by this time of night, it's a struggle for Paimon to even keep her eyes open.
It might just be something that runs in my family.
That's a thing?
I'm sure you'd get even sleepier if I delved more deeply into it. Anyway, I was just thinking about how great my father always had a lot of unrealistic expectations for me. But the more that he tried to get me to become like him, my mother never had those kinds of expectations, though. I've heard that she had all the members of the Spina greatly respected her wish. So no matter... Can you imagine? Whenever my father wanted to scold me for something I'd done, no matter what Papa yelled, nobody else would say a word. Eventually, Papa must have recognized scolding me over trivial matters was pointless, because he eventually stopped getting on my case so often.
Paimon would have never guessed.
Yeah. Looking back on it now as an adult, I can hardly believe how patient and kind everyone was. When I was young, I often thought that I could do whatever I wanted, because there'd always be someone there to clean up after me. But once, I saw Malus come back wounded. He wouldn't tell me how he'd been injured, but I could tell it had... I learned then that there's always a cost to making a mistake. The more you care about those around you, the more you should care about, because if you do falter, there'll inevitably come a time when you'll have to face... Sorry. I shouldn't have brought that. Basically, I was just saying that the nurturing atmosphere of the Spina must have been my mother's legacy, rather than my father's. And if that's the only way that I can continue to feel her love...
Is that why you let those guys go today?
Although, maybe there's a part of not wanting to repeat the mistakes of the past. I want to be reasonable, at least. Hey, look! I think you've got something on the line!
Oh, it's just Fremine.
Wait, why isn't the rod automatically reeling it in?
Oh, there must be something wrong with how I installed the mechanism. It was my first time putting one of those rods together. We can't let it get away. Come on, you two. Let's catch it.
You want Paimon to help too? You didn't attach a hook to your line?
Noob, Elmao. Rookie mistake.
Stop wasting time! The boss ain't gonna wait all day. We'll go ahead with the operation tomorrow. Do with that information as you wish.
Well, your rod was missing a part too, so I guess that makes it fair.
Talking about my rod with Navia.
Well, if we're just talking about the number of missing parts, sure.
All right, go to bed. I had a great time today. See you tomorrow. So how was last night? Did you get a good night's sleep?
Paimon dreamt that she danced with the sea stars, so you could say it was stellar. Get it?
Huh.
No.
I didn't know you had such a great sense of humor.
Coulter based, except for the part where he's plotting or whatever the fuck.
Anyway, let's head out. I'll arrange for a...
Paimon hopes she'll really appreciate...
I hope so too.
Buggers. Alright, where the bad guys at?
Adele, we're back! We brought you a gift from the court, too.
Nobody asked.
Whoa! Thank you so much, boss!
Bouse. Any bousers? Bugger that, do it yourself. Bugger that, do it yourself. Alright.
Don't call her boss, okay, Adele? Just Miss Navia would be fine.
Oh, it's all right. I don't mind. Besides the gift, I've also got another surprise. Guess who's here?
It's been a while!
Oh, it's you two. It has been a while indeed. Thank you so much for your help on Jacques' case. I've heard that you also helped save all of Fontaine. You're truly just like the great heroes of legend.
True.
You're really amazing! And if Miss Navia's your friend, then she must be super amazing too!
Wow, so you thought she was a fucking beta before this.
What's in this thing? Can I look?
If you want to die...
Of course. Go ahead.
Oh, I guess it's fine. What the fuck is this?
It's a Spina di Rosula uniform!
Well, it's a gift for future you.
She's not wearing the uniform.
When you first told me that you were interested in joining the Spina, but it's the Spina's responsibility to protect everyone as well. Being a member means becoming involved in all. So I turned you down then by telling you that you'll have to wait until you're older. But this uniform is a promise that you can join us once you're old enough.
Oh, so that's it! Well, thank you so much, Miss Navia!
But you can't really grow up faster.
Everyone, I'm really grateful thanks to the protection of the Spina. Even though...
Oh, it's the least we could do. As long as you live in...
Boss!
Huh? Is something up, Florent?
I've got something urgent to report. Romeu and his folks have gathered outside Poisson and even shipped in a huge pile of explosives.
What? Explosives?
What do they want?
It seems like
die.
they've been planning this for some time. We started investigating as soon as we received your letter yesterday. But Romeu and his folks must have gotten wind as well, because they abandoned their former posts before we could even check on them. We investigated their tracks and found out that they're after Poisson.
They have smartened up since we caught them red-handed at the court?
Seems like they've got no interest in sitting down and talking at all. We should have...
Sorry, I underestimated the situation. Well, too late now, I suppose. Florent, where are they keeping their
On the hill to the east of Poisson, near the Clementine line.
They want to blow up the Clementine line?
Certainly sounds like it.
Romeu and his followers hate the Spina and everything to do with Callus. And the Aquabus was the source of their contention. If they manage to blow up the Aquabus line, all that rubble will come crashing down the hill and straight into Poisson.
Are they insane? There's tons of innocent people
Yeah. If they've been planning this for ages, they're definitely not going to let this opportunity slip by. We have to issue an evacuation order to the townspeople and get them as far away from the entrance as possible. That should save them from the worst of it.
Let's get everyone onto our ship. That should be the safest place.
My dear partner, can I leave the Clementine line to you? If the explosives do go off, not only would the people of Poisson be in danger, let's stop their insanity first. Then
There's
settle
never
the
any
score with
aquabuses
them.
using it.
Leave it to us, Navia. Please stay safe.
Let's go, you two. We've got to act fast. Miss Coralie, please take Adele to the ship.
Watch out, boss! What do you think you're doing, Coulter?
I thought all the annoying little hindrances had left, but I still couldn't get rid of you.
You mean this was all a trick? So that you'd be left alone with me? Oh. I get it now. You knew about their plans all along. You only told us they were doing badly so that we'd drop our guard.
Not quite. Though I share their positions on some issues, I've never cared for his more radical ideas. And that's because, out of the entire Spina di Rosula, I only hate you. Only you, Navia.
You better stick close to me.
Romeu promised me that he would leave Poisson alone if I could just take you out. But it was like you were glued at the hip to that pesky traveler. You never gave me a chance to make my move. Romeu has lost his patience. I didn't have to be here today, you know. But I swore that I'd kill you, even if it meant being buried with you in the rubble.
Why?
Only someone as clueless about the past as you would ask such a foolish question. You never saw the heyday of Spina di Rosula, nor did you ever live through the golden age of Poisson. But I saw it all with my own eyes, and then I had to watch it all die, little by little. And it was all because of you, Navia.
Nobody asked, though.
Clementine died because of you. Callus died because of you. Malus and Silver died because of you. And so many more dead. Everyone dead, all because of you.
So the shock and grief you showed us before, that was in Act 2?
Now you're catching on. I heard Malus was dead the moment I got out. Did you know? Down there in that blasted fortress, I spent a long time thinking about what happened and resolving to apologize to Malus as soon as I got out. Back then, because of that aquabus, we had a huge fallout. I was convinced that the years passed by in a blur after that. I thought I had finally begun to understand him, and that he could help me relive the good old days again. But then he died, and it was because of you again, Navia. It's always because of you.
Stay mad, loser.
I once loved the Spina and Poisson more than anyone else. But what is left now of either besides death and ruin? You've single-handedly destroyed everything that was beautiful. Everything I've ever loved.
Don't listen to him, boss! He's just spouting nonsense!
Have you ever considered that maybe the people around you don't actually care about you at all? Have you ever considered that maybe you only get respect because you're Callus and Clementine's child? That you've never done anything worthy? That you're just a big nothing? Have you ever considered that maybe people don't stay in Poisson because of you, but only because they have such beautiful memories of the past before you came?
Because if you do falter, there'll inevitably come a time when you'll have to face the consequences. And when that time comes, those most precious to you really will throw themselves in front of you. Yeah, looking back on it now as an adult, I can hardly believe how patient, but is that really why they support me? Is their kindness—
Shut your mouth! I, for one, really like Miss Navia, and my mom loves her too! I don't know how to explain it, but I like her, and that's that!
I'm sure Mr. Malus would be extremely disappointed in you right now. You've somehow managed to pin the blame for every mistake and tragedy in our history on the boss herself.
Get out of the way, Florent. I don't want to hurt you.
You're gonna have to. Boss, there's no time for this. Stop hesitating and get out of here before you get buried!
Maybe you think you're being the realist by painting the history of the Spina and Poisson like this. But the love that I felt from everyone was just as real. I felt it. They've helped me get to where I am. And even now, I will continue to believe in that love. So let me show you just how much I love the Spina di Rosula! Feeling lucky? Coming at ya!
Yeah, what the fuck? She can't do anything if she doesn't get crystallized shards, and she can't get crystallized shards if she's on a team on her own.
Feeling lucky?
Do they know their own game?
Feeling lucky? Hey there! A proper send-off from the Spina with love.
Where am I getting these ammos from? Is it just over time?
What's your problem? Watch out! Coming up!
He's dead.
Laurent, I'll leave the town to you. Summon the— If you find any of Coulter's accomplices, subdue them quickly. I can't allow my partner to face the danger on the—
Got it, boss. I'm on it.
We already solved it, actually.
Are you okay, Navia?
I don't know, but I have to go.
Let's hurry up there! We have to protect the Clementine line! If they're gonna blow up the waterway, they must have planted the explosives next to the—
Oh yeah, Bennett. The perfect person to bring when you want to stop a disaster.
Let's light it up!
Man, the people saying that Cloud Retainer has a bigger pull radius than Kazuha clearly never held his E. And considering her cooldown is the same as his hold E, and his hold E is faster. No, it's not better.
No touching! They certainly brought a lot of muscle. They're really slowing us down! But if we're meeting resistance, we must be heading in the right direction.
wind. Access denied.
Owned.
These must be the explosives, right? And this is the control mechanism. How can we disable it? Oh, Paimon's too scared to touch any of this stuff. Huh? There's a strangely shaped hole here. What is it for? Oh, that certainly sounds possible. Okay, you take this side, Paimon will take the other. Let me turn this guy over. Ugh, he's super heavy. Oh, you found it! That's amazing!
This sets it off immediately.
That should do it, right? Navia and Florent should be able to relax now. Oh, you're right. They could have said
Boulders.
Great work, partner. Just leave the rest to me.
Watch out, Navia! You can't block them all!
Block? I'm doing this the Spina way.
Where did those come from?
I heard from Thierry that even they're your enemies now. They were once a part of Spina di Rosula. Do you plan to settle this privately with them?
I have nothing more to say to them. Regardless of whether their hatred and anger towards me or the Spina was justified, anyone who's willing, please prosecute them in accordance to the law.
Sounds good. We're very appreciative of your help. Without it, all right. This operation is a wrap. Take him away.
We won, Navia! We saved everyone! And you were so cool!
Yeah. Luckily, we were just in time. It's probably because I expended too much elemental energy at once.
But you usually glow up whenever other people compliment you.
Boss, we managed to catch all the infiltrators in the town. The Maison Gardiennage's take seems like Romeu really went all in on this mission. If he sent literally everyone he had, though, that also means we've
that's
caught
how
them
that
all,
works.
too.
Got it. That... Coulter. I can understand how you feel. The things that we lost, they're forever beyond our grasp now. And that makes them appear even more precious. I am not callous, and I will also never become him, but
I will not change how I feel about our future. I will spend more of what the Spina earns on the betterment of Poisson. What's more, so that one day, the people of Poisson will enjoy the boons it brings as well.
I know what you're trying to say. Mr. Callis would never have said anything like that. There are too many things in life that are just beyond our control.
Henceforth, you are no longer, but once you're discharged from the fortress again, you're welcome.
Thank you, Navia.
What the fuck is this bullshit? Trying to make a feel-good ending? Instead, they just make a feel-mad ending. Fuck that guy. Fuck you for forgiving him.
As I thought. Boss really is a kind and gentle person.
She is also, I must say, a truly unlucky person. Thank you for protecting the Clementine line. I was actually really scared, you know. I mean, even the Callis line won't be getting rebuilt anytime. If I'd lost the Clementine line too, I wouldn't know how to live with myself. A name is a way to etch a memory onto the world. Losing the line that bears
Why wouldn't
her
he blow
name
up the Navia
that
line?
I can see every day would be like losing my mother all over again. Seeing it still standing there, tall.
What happened while we were gone? Honestly,
I mean, I guess
you
the
look
point
more
was to
upset
drop
than
shit into
tired
Poisson,
or
so it didn't
anything.
matter which line. Whichever one was there.
Just give her some time.
Thank you so much. Traveler, I want to ask you something. And please, tell me the truth. Do you really see me as your partner?
No, Paimon's my partner. You're just a person I met in Fontaine.
Of course.
That's good then. Hearing that, it brings me more relief than I can say.
How do you feel, Navia? Any better after taking a break?
I feel quite a bit better. But I should probably still rest for a few more days. Sorry, partner. I said some weird things earlier. Feel free to just ignore me. I used to think that I'd never doubt myself. But you could say I've discovered that I'm not as strong as I thought I was. Coulter mentioned my parents, as well as Malus and Silver. It's all thanks to them that I've made. Do you think they ever regretted the choices they made? Has my existence made this world a better place?
Don't think like that, Navia. You've already done more than enough. No matter what others think, we'll always support you to the end of the world.
Well, since it's ended up like this, I suppose it's time. There's something that I've been keeping from you as well, boss. Please, follow me. Everything is already prepared.
Florent, I hope you can understand that I...
Don't worry. This surprise will be a pleasant one.
Did Amazon only just now charge me for the order that I made like 2 days ago? I guess. Just got a notification for it. I suppose it didn't give me one before, so this must be that. Alright then. Whatever. W/E. Alright, where are we going? Downstairs.
is everyone gathered here? And what's this?
Why are they wearing a diving gear?
This was supposed to be a gift to you from everyone in the town. We were originally planning to show it to you, but special times call for special measures. Well, if you're ready, I'll unveil the present.
It's the statue. We already noticed the statue.
This is... Papa, Mother, and me.
We designed the look for Miss Clementine based on old camera records, as well as personal recollections.
Wow! This is the statue you mentioned?
It is indeed. To be honest, we decided on the design a long time ago, and gave the sculptor permission to begin working. We only asked Boss to decide on a design so she wouldn't realize we had already started.
How could we only have statues of Miss...
Even though Boss is still young,
We wanted to commemorate her contributions with a statue as well.
Why are you wearing your diving suit right now?
I don't know what Spina di Rosula was like in the past.
With Navia around, we're not worried about this place's future.
We are gathered here today to tell our boss that we support you and believe in you wholeheartedly. I believe everyone is here for you, not the glory days.
That's what we believe as well.
Thank you so much, everyone. This really is quite this. I never thought that I'd have the chance to stand next to my mother. Not even...
Hello.
It seems like I started to question myself a bit too much. Looking back on it, I'm honestly embarrassed by how I acted. I'm sure everyone longs for that one thing. To me, that would be a family I've never thought I'd receive a family
Yeah, what the fuck? What are their options?
It seems like I started to Looking back on it, I've thought about it before. Though my mother only wanted, even though my parents had the Aquabus project was a I think that's probably why she didn't. It seems like I started to. Looking back on it, I'm honestly Oh, whoa. Why'd you have to remind me? Oh, forget it now. Please forget that I ever. Okay, but please keep it a secret.
Oink. Kill me now. Okay. Well, I think we have done. Ooh, I can buy 10 pulls. Where the fuck did I get extra? Oh, from doing quests. Purchase. Keeping them at 10s. Anyway, 70. So I have 40 pity. And 70 wishes. Plus whatever primos. But that's all for riding.
Add Astra.
Alright, I don't think there's anything else to do. Like, this whole week. Hopefully, Because for the Twitch event, you need 3 hours a week. I don't know if this patch is going to give us that much content, though. Man, it's brutal. Their Twitch livestream event requires more streaming than the game has content. At least if you're, you know, have done all the content before that. Anyway, that's it.